So, in this video, we're going to finish what we started. We're going over question 2. If you want to watch the video for question 1, just check the description below. Click the link and you're good to go. Now, on with the show. Okay, let's start with step 1. We're going to make sure we right-align our numbers given with the columns lined up. Our two numbers are 96.26 and 0.78. Remember what we did last time. Of the two numbers, the first number that we should write is the number with less place values. That would be this number here, 0.78. Because 96.26 has 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 0.78 only has 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. So let's write this number first. Next, I'll write 96.26. Making sure I start by writing this 6 directly on top of this 8. That's going to right align our values and make sure that everything is in a column. So our 6 will go right above 8. 2 will go above 7. Don't forget your decimal point. 6 goes above 0. And 9 will go right over here, hovering by itself. Then I'll write my multiplication symbol and underline everything. Now remember, when it comes to multiplying decimals, you don't have to line up your decimal points. That's only for addition and subtraction of decimals. When you're multiplying decimals, the most important thing is to make sure you count the number of decimal place values in your question, just like we did for example 1. Now let's go to step 2, which says to multiply each digit in the bottom number by each digit on the top, starting from the right. Let's go over what that means here. That means for this bottom number, 0.78, I'm going to start at the right with the number 8. I'll take this 8 and multiply each digit in the top number one by one. And I also have to make sure that I only place one number in each column. If it's a 2-digit number, I have to carry the front digit. Here's a good example of that. We've got 8 times 6. That's 48. I'm not going to do this. You can never have 2 digits in one column. That is wrong. What you have to be sure to do is write the 8 down here and the 4 up here. Then we'll go to the next digit of the top number. 8 times 2, which is 16, plus 4 is 20. In the number 20, I'll bring down the 0 and I'll carry the 2. Next, we've got 8 times 6. That's 48. Plus 2 is 50. I'll bring down the 0 and I'll carry the 5. And now I'll do 8 times 9, which is 72. Plus 5 is 77. So I'll bring down the 7. And since there's nowhere to carry the front 7 to, I'll just bring that down and put it here. Since we finished multiplying everything by 8, we're now going to use the number 7. Before we start multiplying by 7, we have to make sure we do 2 things first. Remember when we started multiplying for the 8, we started writing our answers directly under the 8. We have to do the same thing for the 7 here. So we have to start writing our numbers directly under the 7 here, which means here we're going to put a placeholder. You can write a 0, so what I like to do is just write an X. Next, I want to get rid of everything I carried before, because I don't want to confuse anything I carry now with anything I carried back then. And now we can start multiplying. 7 times 6 is 42. I'll bring down the 2, and I'll carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 4 is 18. I'll bring down the 8, and I'll carry the 1. Next, we've got 7 times 6, which is 42. Plus 1 is 43. And 43 is a 2-digit number, which means I'll bring down the 3 and I'll carry the 4. And finally, we've got 7 times 9, which is 63, plus 4 is 67. Since I've got nowhere to carry it to, I'll just write it like this: the 7 here and the 6 in front of it with a little bit of space. Now we're going to step 3. So step 3 says to add the values for multiplication in each column starting from the right. So I'm going to put my plus sign here and underline everything and start adding column by column starting from the right. Here I've got 8 plus nothing, and that's just 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 8 is 8. 7 plus 3 is 10. But I cannot write it like this. You can't put 2 digits in one column. Remember, if you have a 2-digit number, that back digit, the 0 here, will go down here, and the 1 will go up top. Next, we've got 7 plus 7 is 14, plus this 1 is 15. I'll bring down the 5, and I'll carry the 1. And finally, I've got 1 plus 6, which is 7. And now going on to step 4. It says to place the decimal point with the total number of decimal place values in the question. In our number 96.26, how many numbers do we have to the right of the decimal? Well, we've got 1, 2. And how about here in 0.78? Well, that's another 1, 2. I've got 4 decimal place values, which means I'm going to start right here and go 4 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our decimal is going to go right here. And our final answer is 75.0828, or 75 and 828 10,000ths. So if you got question 2 right, you've got to smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our math videos coming out in the future. Oh, and don't forget, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments section below. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching.